Hi there, grading students. We are now already on the second week of our online discussion in our subject Mathematics 9. For this week, we are still going to discuss the lesson number 1, but we are going to focus on method 3 and method number 4. So method 3 is all about solving by completing the square, and method 4 is solving by using the quadratic formula. So let's start. Again, our first topic or the part 1 of our topic for this week is all about solving quadratic equations using completing the square. In solving quadratic equations by completing the square, we make the left-hand side of the equation a complete perfect square. A perfect square trinomial by applying the addition property of equality. Solving quadratic equations by completing the square is ideal if the given quadratic equation is not factorable with integral exponents. Important reminder, make sure that the leading numerical coefficient is 1 before completing the square of the left side on the equation. Here are the steps in solving quadratic equations by completing the square. Please take note or highlight it in your books the different steps in solving quadratic equation by completing the square. So step number 1, combine all the terms containing the unknown to the left side of the equation and the constant term to the right side, if necessary. Number 2, divide each term of the equation by the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term, if necessary. Step number 3, divide the coefficient of the linear term by 2, square it, and then add the result to both sides of the equation. Step number 4, factor the left side of the equation as a perfect square trinomial and simplify the right side. Step number 5, extract the square root of both sides of the equation. Affix positive negative sign before the square root of the right side. Step 6, solve the resulting linear equation. Step 7, check the solutions obtained using the original equation. Before we continue in trying to solve some quadratic equation using the completing the square, there are some parts of these steps that I need to explain to you, class. Excuse. For example, this is step number 1 and step number 2 is not always applicable. It means hindi siya kailangan gamitin sa lahat ng given na quadratic equation na kailangan i-solve using the completing the square. Kasi ang nakalagay nga dito, if necessary, kung kailangan lang siya. Same kay number 2. Kasi there are times that the given already skips step 1 and step 2. Bakit ba? Kasi hindi na siya kailangan i-perform. Good na yung given quadratic equation, magsisimula agad kay step 3. Again, please remember, hindi there are situations wherein si step 1 hindi na kailangan or si step 2 or both of them hindi na kailangan sa pag-solve ng quadratic equation using the completing the square. And dito naman tayo, class, kay step number 3. Si step number 3, ang ginawa ko dito, pagdating sa main solution, gumawa ko ng parang separate solution. Then, ipe-perform ko si step number 3, yung 3 steps na nasa loob ni step number 3. Then, after ko ma-perform yon, yung 3 steps na divide the coefficient of the linear term by 2. This is the first step under step 3. Square it, then add the result to both sides of the equation. Doon ko pa lang siya kukunin, yung final result ni step 3. Then, doon ko na siya isusulat sa main solution. So, later on, ma-gets yung minimin ko sa pag nag-start na tayo mag-solve. And please don't forget, after nyo makuha yung dalawang roots ng equation, huwag kalimutang mag-checking. Kasi part siya ng solution. And again, si checking, it makes sure or naging 100% accurate tayo or sure na tama yung roots of the equation na nakuha natin by completing the square. So let's start solving. For example, number 1, the problem is find the roots of the equation x squared plus 6x is equals to 7. Let's copy the given. And for this example, number 1, yung in-explain ko pa lang kanina, nag-skip na tayo kay step 1 at si step 2. Nag-direct na tayo kay step 3 dahil yung given hindi na kailangan si step 1 at step 2. So, let's continue solving. Again, make the left side of the equation a perfect square trinomial. So, sabi ko kanina, si step 3, nagkaroon ako ng separate solution. So, pwede nyo siyang isulat dun sa separate sheet of paper or scratch paper. Hindi nyo na siya kailangan i-submit. Basta pagdating dun sa main solution nyo, yung final result ni step 3, tama yung makuha nyo. So, let's start dito sa step 3. Yung step 1 under step 3, divide the numerical coefficient of the linear term by 2. So, okay, excuse class, i-perform na natin yung step 1 under ng, para maging perfect square trinomial siya. So, kailangan muna natin identify asan ba dito sa quadratic equation si linear term. So, based from our lesson last week, linear term is the term wherein yung variable niya has an exponent of 1. So, it means si 6x yung linear term natin. Pero yung kailangan lang natin kunin dyan, class, is the value of b or the numerical coefficient. So, the value of the numerical coefficient of 6x is 6. After that, i-divide natin siya sa 2. So, b divided by 2, substitute na natin yung value ni b, magiging 6 divided by 2, the quotient is 3. Then, after getting 3, so square the quotient in step 1. So, square lang natin si 3. So, magiging 9. Then, after that, i-add na natin ng yung result sa step 2 to both sides of the equation. So, magiging x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equals to 8 plus 9. Then, i-copy nyo na lang yung result ng step 3 dito sa ating main solution. So, x squared plus 6x plus 9 is equals to 7 plus 9. Then, let's continue solving. Factor the left side of the equation as a perfect square trinomial and simplify the right side. So, i-repeat ko lang class, by performing step number 3, these other 3 steps, yung makukuha natin ditong result is yung left side magiging perfect square trinomial na siya. Dahil perfect square trinomial na siya, it means pwede na natin i-perform yung step number 4. So, i-perform na natin. So, the factor of the perfect square trinomial x squared plus 6x plus 9 or the left side of the equation is x plus 3 squared. Is equal to, so 7 plus 9, i-add lang natin yung right side. So 7 plus 9, the answer is 16. So ang kalabasan ng next line of solution natin, x plus 3 squared is equals to 16. Then perform the next step. Extract the square root of both sides of the equation. Affix positive negative sign before the square root of the right side. So square root of x plus 3 squared is equals to positive negative square root of 16. So, the square root of x plus 3 squared on the left side is x plus 3. The square root in square class, ika-cancel out nila ang kada isa. So, yung matitira na lang class is si x plus 3. Then, the positive negative square root of 16. 16 is a perfect square. So, the square root of 16 is 4. So, the answer is positive negative 4. Then, after this one, yung next step natin is to solve the resulting linear equation. Yung resulting linear equation class, after finding the square root on both sides, magiging dalawa siya. Dalawang set of linear equation. So, isi-separate lang natin yung positive 4x and negative 4. So, yung kalabasan, x plus 3 is equals to 4, x plus 3 is equals to negative 4. It means meron tayong dalawang roots of the equation. So, let's start with the linear equation 1. X plus 3 is equals to 4. To solve this one, just group the similar terms. It means ita-transpose natin si positive 3 to the right side. Then x equals to 4 minus 3. Perform the operation. The answer is x is equals to 1. We already have the first root of the equation. Next one, the second linear equation. X plus 3 is equals to negative 4. Transpose natin ulit si positive 3 to the right side kasi need natin i-group yung similar terms. Magiging x is equals to negative 4 minus 3. So, perform the operation, negative 4 minus 3, the answer is x is equal to negative 7. So, this is the second root of the equation. Thus, the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x is equals to 7 are 1 and negative 7. So, let's perform step number 7. Let's check. So, let x is equal to 1. So, yung una natin i-checking muna is the root number 1. Then, i-copy natin yung original quadratic equation which is x squared plus 6x is equals to 7. Substitute the value of x to the original equation. So, ang kalabasan, 1 squared plus 6 times 1 is equals to 7. Then, yung right side class, hindi na natin siya galawin. So, yung magsosolve na lang tayo sa left side ni equation. So, 1 squared plus 6 times 1. So, 1 squared, the answer is 1. 6 times 1, the answer is 6. Then, i-add natin yung two numbers, the answer is 7. So, 7 is equals to 7. it means true to the equation or true to the quadratic equation yung nakuha nating first root. So let's check out now the second root. So let x is equals to negative 7. X squared plus 6x is equals to 7. Substitute it to the original equation. It will turn into negative 7 squared plus 6 times negative 7 is equal to 7. And again, magsusolve lang tayo dito sa left side ng equation. So negative 7 squared, the answer is 49 plus 6 times negative 7, negative 42 is equal to 7. Then isolve na natin yung left side, 49 plus negative 42, the answer is positive 7. So 7 is equals to 7. It means true to the equation, then yung ating root number 2. So we are now 100% accurate or sure that the two roots of the equation, which is 1 and negative 7, are the solutions or are the roots of the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x is equals to positive 7. If you have some questions regarding example number 1, you can send a message through my email or dun sa ating Google Classroom. Okay? So let's try solving again example number 2. So for example number 2, medyo nag-iba yung situation ng given. So let's start. Find the roots of the equation 2m squared minus 3m minus 9 is equal to 0. Again, let's copy the given. Perform step number 1 or step number 2. Ano bang step to? If you still remember, step 1 ba to or step 2? So this is the step number 1. So, step number 1 pa lang, i-combine na natin yung similar containing the unknown sa left side. I-group natin yung terms. Yung mga terms na may variable dito siya sa left side, yung terms na constant sa right side. Ito yung ibig sabihin ng statement na to. So, yung kalabasan niya magiging 2m squared minus 3m, then si negative na hindi siya bilong sa left side, i-transpose siya to the right side. So, magiging positive 9 siya. Always keep in your mind, class, once pinarform nyo yung pag-transpose or yung pag-transfer ng number to the other side of the equal sign, mag-change siya ng sign. From positive, magiging negative. From negative, magiging positive. Or plus, magiging minus. Yung minus, magiging plus. This is only applicable sa operation, addition, and subtraction. Okay? So, after that one, i-perform natin si step number 2. Divide each term of the equation by the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term. If you can still remember, kasi sinabi ko pa lang kanina, dun kanina sa reminders, dapat i-make sure natin, before natin talaga i-continue yung pag-solve ng completing the x square, let's make sure na ang numerical coefficient ng quadratic term is 1. Pag greater than 1, kailangan natin i-perform si step 2. Kasi kung greater than 1 siya, hindi natin pwedeng gamitin basta-basta si completing the square. Or pwede din, pero mas mahirap. So ito yung pangpagaan ng pag-solve. Okay, kailangan si quadratic term, yung numerical coefficient niya is 1. So, perform the second step. So, ito yung kalabasan niya, 2m squared divided by 2 minus 3m divided by 2 is equals to 9 over 2. So, regarding this one, class, in this kind of case na experience nyo na to last school year pa, ng grade 7 kayo, dito sa equation, class, pag nasa fraction form siya, hindi natin siya kailangan i-change. Okay, sorry class. So, hindi natin siya kailangan i-change into this decimal form. Dapat nasa whole number form lang siya or nasa fraction form. It's either proper fraction or improper fraction. I hope you keep on remembering that. Okay, let's continue solving. So, 2m squared divided by 2. So, 2 divided by 2, the answer is 1. So, 1 times m squared, the answer is m squared. The negative 3m divided by 2, hindi whole number yung kalabasan niya. So, stay siya as an improper fraction. So, minus 3m divided by 2 or 3m over 2 is equals to 9 divided by 2. The answer is not a whole number. So, stay lang siya na 9 over 2. So, the next step, make the left side of the equation a perfect square trinomial. So, i-perform na natin yung 3 other steps under ni step number 3. So, follow these steps. Step 1, divide the numerical coefficient of the linear term by 2. So, again, let's identify which is the linear term in this equation. So, again, the linear term is negative 3m over 2. Bakit siya yung linear term? Kasi yung exponent ng variable niya is 1. So, it means the value b is equals to negative 3 halves or negative 3 over 2. Then, So, sa pag-solve dito, class, so negative 3 over 2 divided by 2. So, medyo mahirap yung pag-solve pag naka-vertical form, lalo na pag may fraction sa numerator or denominator. So, yung ginagawa ko dito, class, para mas mapadali, pag nagtuturo ako sa division of fractions, pinapa-change ko siya into horizontal form. So, negative 3 over 2 divided by 2. Then, perform the rule of division of fractions. So, mangyayari niyan, you have two choices. So, what are the two choices? It is either you just cross-multiply or change the operation to multiplication, then find the reciprocal of the divisor. For this one, yung ginamit ko dito, yung isang choice na we're in, kailangan hanapin si reciprocal. So, negative 3 over 2, kinopy ko lang siya. Change the operation from division to multiplication, then find the reciprocal of the divisor. So, we have here the whole number 2. So, ang whole number na to understood, or any whole number understood siya na merong denominator na 1. So, yung reciprocal niya is 1 half. So, negative 3 over 2 or negative 3 halves times 1 half. So, ang gagawin nyo na lang, i-apply na lang yung rule ng multiplication, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So, negative 3 times 1, the answer is negative 3. 2 times 2, the answer is 4. So, the final answer is negative 3 over 4 or negative 3/4. Okay, square now the quotient in step 1. So, negative 3/4 squared. So, class, again, review na naman tayo. May free review. So, pag nag-i-square tayo or ina-apply natin yung exponent sa fraction, we need to distribute it equally. So, it means, yung negative 3, i-square natin siya. Pati si 4 sa denominator, i-square din natin siya. So, magiging negative 3 squared, the answer is positive 9. 4 squared, the answer is 16. That's why the result for step 2 is 9 over 16. Then step 3, add na natin siya sa result, both sides of the equation. So, yung kalabasan, m squared minus 3m over 2 plus 9 over 16 is equals to 9 over 2 plus 9 over 16. So, i-copy na natin siya dito sa ating main solution. Then, the next step will be factor the left side of the equation as a perfect square trinomial and simplify the right side. So, again, class, by performing step number 3, these other 3 steps, yung result na makukuha natin kay left side is a perfect square trinomial. Dahil perfect square trinomial na siya, class, kailangan na natin siyang i-factor out. Then si right side, kailangan na lang natin siyang i-simplify. Kung ano man yung operation, kung addition or subtraction. So the factor of the left side or of the perfect square trinomial, m squared minus 3m divided by 2 plus 9 over 16 or 9 divided by 16 is m minus 3/4 squared. Again, the factor of the perfect square trinomial is m minus 3/4 squared is equal to, so kung napansin nyo dito, class, dito pa lang sa part na to, hindi siya similar fractions. Pag nag-add or subtract tayo, class, ng fractions, another review to ha, pag nag-add tayo or nagsusubtract ng fractions, pag similar fractions yung sinusolve natin, pag parehas yung denominator ng ina-add or subtract natin, yung gagawin lang natin is to copy the denominator, then add or subtract the numerator. Pero pag different denominator siya, class, dissimilar fractions, kailangan natin kunin yung LCD ng denominators, o GCF ng denominators, then i-perform yung method. So, ito yung gagawin natin, class. We have here 2 and 16 sa denominator. So, their LCD is 16. So, 16 divided by 2, the answer is 8. 8 times 9, the answer is 72. Then, 16 divided by 16, the answer is 1. 1 times 9, the answer is 9. So, 72 plus 9, the answer is 81 over 16. So, yung kalabasan ng ating next line of solution is m minus 3/4 squared is equals to 81 over 16. Dahil hindi nakasya dito yung solution, dito tayo sa next line. So, i-copy lang natin yung result kanina. Then, the next step is to extract the square root of both sides of the equation, affix positive negative sign before the square root of the right side. So, the square root of m minus 3/4 squared is equals to positive negative square root of 81 over 16. So, the square root of the left side is m minus 3/4. Again, makakancel out lang ng square root yung square. So, yung remaining na lang yung term sa loob ng parentheses, which is m minus 3/4 is equal to, so positive negative square root of 81 over 16. So, same rule dun sa exponent kanina, di ba, dinistribute natin siya kay numerator and denominator, ganun din dito. So, dahil ang whole fraction yung naka-square root, it means si numerator at si denominator, kailangan natin i-find yung square root nila. So, square root of 81, the answer is 9. The square root of 16, the answer is 4. That's why yung kalabasan dito sa next line of the solution is positive, negative, 9 over 4. Solve the resulting linear equation. So again, isa-separate natin into two linear equation yung result na nakuha natin kanina. So magiging m minus 3 over 4 is equals to 9 over 4. And the other one is m minus 3/4 is equals to negative 9 over 4. So let's start with the linear equation 1. So m minus 3/4 is equals to 9/4. So group the similar terms. So ang kalabasan niya is m is equals to 9 over 4 plus 3/4. Then dahil similar term siya, kailangan na lang natin i-copy si denominator then i-add si numerator. So yung result is m is equals to 12 over 4. So 12 over 4 can be divided wherein the result is a whole number. So 12 divided by 4, the answer is 3. So we already have the first root of the equation which is positive 3. Now let's solve the second linear equation. M minus 3/4 is equals to negative 9 over 4. So group the similar terms. So m is equals to negative 9 over 4 plus 3 over 4. So same, dahil similar fraction siya, kailangan lang natin i-add yung numerator. So copy the denominator. So m is equals to negative 9 plus 3. The answer is 6. So negative 6 over 4 is equals to negative 3/2. So negative 6 over 4 class, hindi whole number yung yung magiging result. So kailangan niya mag-stay as fraction, pero pwedeng ma-simplify yung fraction. So yung LCD ni 6 at ni 4 is 2. So 6 divided by 2, the answer is 3. 4 divided by 2, the answer is 2. That's why the final answer is negative 3/2. So the second root of the equation is negative 3/2. Thus, the roots of the quadratic equation 2m squared minus 3m minus 9 is equal to 0 are positive 3 and negative 3/2. So let's perform step number 7. Let's check. So let m is equal to 3. Copy the original equation na 2m squared minus 3m minus 9 is equal to 0. Substitute the value of m, which is 3, to the original equation. So 2 times 3 squared minus 3 times 3 minus 9 is equal to 0. So magfo-focus lang tayo ng pag-solve sa left side ng equation. So 3 squared, the answer is 9. So 2 times 9, negative 3 times 3, the answer is negative 9. Then copy si minus 9 is equals to 0. So 2 times 9, the answer is 18. Copy minus 9 and minus 9 is equals to 0. So 18 minus 9 minus 9, the answer is 0. So 0 is equals to 0. True to the equation yung first root of the equation natin. So second root of the equation, so let m is equal to negative 3/2. Substitute it to the original equation. So 2 times negative 3/2 squared minus 3 times negative 3/2 minus 9. Again, mag-focus lang tayo kay left side. 2 times 9 over 4. Bakit ba 9 over 4? Kasi negative 3 squared. So 9. 2 squared, 4. Plus 9 over 2. Bakit ba 9 over 2? Kasi negative 3 times negative 3. The answer is positive 9. Then copy si 2. So plus 9 over 2. Then minus 9 is equals to 0. Then next one class, si 2 times 9 over 4, pwede nyo siyang i-solve directly. Si 2 times 9 over 4. Pero dito yung ginawa ko, si 2 times 9 over 4, si 2 at 4 meron siyang LCD para mas masimplify. So 2 and 4, LCD nila is 2. So 2 divided by 2, the answer is 1. 4 divided by 2, the answer is 2. So 1 times 9, the answer is 9 over 2. So 9 over 2 plus 9 over 2 minus 9 is equals to 0. So yung pag-solve dito natin class, let's focus first dun sa two fractions na kailangan i-add. Dahil similar fractions siya, so simple lang, similar fractions siya, then yung other term is hindi siya fraction, hindi, ang denominator niya is 1, so kailangan natin hanapin yung greatest common factor. So the greatest common factor of 2, 2, and 1 is 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. Times 9, the numerator na 9, the answer is 9. So sulat natin dito, 2 divided by 2, the answer is 1. Times 9, the answer is plus 9. Then 2 divided by 1, kasi si 9 nga, any whole number, understood na may denominator na 1. So 2 divided by 1, the answer is 2. Times negative 9, the answer is negative 18. So 9 plus 9 minus 18 over 2 is equal to 0 over 2. So 0 over 2 is equals to 0 over 2, or 0 is equals to 0. So it is true to the quadratic equation that negative 3 over 2 is a solution. So we are now 100% accurate na tama yung answers na nakuha natin sa example number 2. Okay, here are the reminders na kailangan yung i-take note or tandaan na pinaka-importante dito sa lesson bukod dun sa examples. Also class, yung examples na binigay ko dito sa presentation is, I think it is different from the examples na andyan sa inyong MDLB. So it means you have more resources for reviewing or studying the examples. So i-apply nyo lang, solve lang kayo ng solve hanggat ma-master nyo yung extracting the square root. So here are the things you need to remember. The method of changing a quadratic trinomial that is not a perfect square into a perfect square trinomial is called the completing the square. Steps in solving quadratic equations by completing the square. So i-remind ko lang kayo ng different steps. Again, step number 1, combine all the terms containing the unknown to the left side of the equation and the constant terms to the right side if necessary. Number 2, divide each term of the equation by the numerical coefficient of the quadratic term if necessary. Number 3, divide the coefficient of the linear term by 2, square it, and then add the result to both sides of the equation. Number 4, factor the left side of the equation as a perfect square trinomial and simplify the right side. And number 5, extract the square root of both sides of the equation, affix positive negative sign before the square root of the right side. Step number 6, solve the resulting linear equation. And lastly, step number 7, check the solutions obtained using the original equation. Here are the list of activities under method 3 that you need to answer for this week. Let's practice B on page 167. Answer numbers 1 to 4 only. Again, let's practice B on page 167. Answer numbers 1 to 4 only. So this part 1 of the video for this week, kailangan nyo pang i-watch yung second part, which is all about method 4. Kasi si method 3 and method 4 is the discussion for this week. So guys, again, i-watch nyo pa yung method number 4 na part ng video. Kasi ikakat ko ng video dito, okay? Thank you.